Good evening, viewers. Tonight, we're bringing you an interview that's bound to raise eyebrows from Hollywood to Washington, D.C. Our guest is a familiar face to many of you, Tommy Gabriel. He's the sharp-tongued commentator who's been dishing out celebrity gossip on TMZ since 2016. But Tommy's not here just to talk about the latest star scandals. No, he is about to drop a bombshell of his own. In a move that's sure to shock many of his fans, Tommy Gabriel has not only left the Democrat Party, he has become a vocal conservative. And tonight, he's here to tell us why, in his own words, why he joined the right. So now this isn't just another celebrity sharing a political opinion. Tommy's journey from the heart of liberal Hollywood to embracing conservative values is a story that touches on some of the most pressing issues facing our divided nation. How does someone navigate such a dramatic shift in a town where liberal politics are as common as Botox? What price has he paid for speaking out, and what can his experience tell us about the changing political landscape in America? Well, he started his social media career back in 2014, quickly gaining attention for his witty commentary, but it's his talent for straight talk that's on display tonight as he opens up about his political and religious beliefs, the public reaction to the shift, and the life-changing experiences that led him to this point. So whether you know Tommy from his TMZ days or you're just tuning in to hear a unique perspective on our nation's political divide, buckle up. We're about to have a conversation that's as entertaining as it is thought-provoking. Tommy Gabriel, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Tommy, you know, you're known for your celebrity commentary on TMZ Live, so let's just cut right into it. What made you want to speak out about your political and religious beliefs now?
Yeah, it honestly started I just got tired of seeing what has been going on lately with many different factors, from the migrants to just inflation and just so many different things that have been going on, that just I needed to speak out. I needed to talk about it.
So walk us through the journey from how you went from being a Democrat to joining the conservative movement.
Yeah, so basically I was liberal by default. I kind of just went with the mainstream and kind of just vibed with that. And then I started questioning more things, and people weren't really giving me the answers that I were wanting. And then eventually it just kind of snowballed into doing more research, from PragerU to Charlie Kirk and just other conservative views. And I just started to just lean more into that and learn more. And I said, you know what, that makes a lot more sense than what the left is doing.
So was there a specific moment or event that served as your tipping point on your political transformation?
Yes, it was the Trump assassination attempt.
Wow.
That is what really kind of got me, like, why is the left saying these horrible things, wishing death and harm and all this type of stuff, to anyone, no matter who you are politically. But that really just opened my eyes and go, something isn't right here. Why are we not seeing this as a problem? And the right was very supportive and very upset about what happened in like a normal reaction. So that was another thing that I just kind of spotted out.
Yeah, where were you when that happened?
I was home, I was working, and it was front page on everything, and I was like, whoa, what is going on here? And I stopped everything and I tuned in.
Yeah, it was a pretty dramatic moment for everybody, especially those who were watching live. I personally opened up my X feed and I suddenly saw all these posts, and then I saw the replay over and over again, and I just couldn't believe what was occurring. Absolute miracle that he survived that day. There's no question. So I'm sure that you're not alone in that moment of transformation, but how has the public, especially your followers from your TMZ days, how have they reacted to your shift in political beliefs? Do they even know fully yet?
No, they don't fully know yet. This will be kind of breaking the news to them. So, hi, here's the news. But unfortunately, I think it's going to be a mixed response. I know some people are going to be excited for it, and then there's going to be some that are not. I have been a little bit more vocal about my Trump-related posts, and some people from other media organizations that I am peers with are unfollowing me. So I don't know if that's gonna snowball, or if I'm gonna gain, or who knows what's gonna happen after this. But I don't really care. I'm gonna vote, speak my mind and my views, and if you like it, cool. If you don't, oh well.
Well, let me be the first to welcome you into the MAGA movement. We have big hearts and we have long arms, and we are certainly happy to have you here. Unfortunately, there are so many instances and moments that just trigger the left into these knee-jerk reactions. Like you said, a lot of people are unfollowing you, and that's really unfortunate. And I've been doing this for 20 years, and back in 2016 when Donald Trump really came to the foreground in his political campaign, I can point to a number of instances where friends, close friends, family members would just unfollow me or would just block me on social media because they were fed a certain line, a certain narrative from the mainstream media. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. So, did you vote in the last election?
Yes, I did.
And did you vote for Joe Biden?
I did.
You did. Now, what was your impression of Donald Trump then? Obviously, you voted for Biden. So, there was a media narrative that's always been spun about Donald Trump, that he's a racist and that he hates everybody and he's just a big bad orange guy. Compare your awakening with respect to that media narrative and what you feel about the media narrative now.
That's a really great question. And I have to say, it's definitely changed, obviously, in a more positive standpoint. It just, there's so much lies. There are lies and just things that just don't make sense. You break it down and go, okay, well, you're saying that he's a bigot, he's a liar, he's all these things. Okay, you break it down and it's like, that's not what's going on. And they're just feeding it and they're just twisting the narrative however way that they want. Um, I just, I don't know what else to say other than I'm glad I'm on the other side of this.
Well, definitely glad to have you here. But again, it is unfortunate that there can't be more discussion. There's so much censorship and cancel culture and people blocking and unfollowing that they are closing their ears to dialogue, and that's really what this country needs more of. As we spoke to a Texas senator yesterday about censorship and how social media is manipulating search results and algorithms to fit a specific narrative. But he's advocating for more voices. And I think that with more voices and more open dialogue, we can actually heal a lot of these divides. Because when you shut down one side of the conversation, then you have all this pent-up aggression, and those people's voices aren't heard. And that's when real problems begin. Now, speaking of liberal narratives, you've been in the heart of liberal Hollywood for years. So how has your political coming out affected your relationships in the industry? You mentioned people already starting to unfollow you, but can you tell us any more?
Yeah, well, like I said, I've gotten people, DMing me saying, is this true? Is this real? Like, are you really a Trump supporter now? And just overall, like, what's happening? And they kind of just are confused. But hopefully, this interview will bring some more clarity to that. But just they're unfollowing me. I don't know what's going to happen next. I haven't lost any sponsorships or any brand deals from my, me being vocal about who I support. So that's good. And, my close friends are very supportive and family. So I'm happy with that. But with online, you're going to get people that are going to like you no matter, they're going to like you or they're going to hate you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's engagement.
So can you tell us a little bit about some of the work you've done in TMZ and some of the other outlets that you've worked for?
Yeah, so TMZ, I was a live commentator. They found me back in high school when I was a senior. They wanted me on there. They liked my vibe, and I went on there, and it kind of snowballed from there, opening up other opportunities, being in an Amazon series and different other publications like Patch and Newsbreak, and just kind of opening up and just getting my commentary and my voice out there about celebrity gossip and pop culture. And now there's going to be a little bit more of a twist. There's going to be, a political commentary as well. So I look forward to that and the new journey with that, and connect with other media outlets that are on the right.
Are,
I look forward to connecting.
are there any memorable moments that you can share with us? Of course, TMZ, they have some pretty outrageous stories running into celebrities. A lot of times they're at airports, they're getting into cars, they're carrying luggage. Other moments, walking out of a restaurant or getting into a car, whatever it may be. Any notable moments you can share with us?
Well, there was this one time when Kylie Jenner was actually leaving somewhere at one point, and she ended up dropping her phone, and someone ended up taking the phone and running off with it. So they had her security basically hunt him down and everything like that. And the crazy thing is Kris Jenner, the media mogul that she is, she did not let that story come out to light, but we knew about it from the newsroom floor when it happened.
Why wouldn't she want? She lost her phone. I mean, it's not like it's a deal-breaking story. Why would they be so? I mean, there's a lot of reasons that celebrities try to hide things from the people, but I can't imagine why that one would be a deal breaker.
I know. It's a little weird. It doesn't make sense, but that was something that they hid, but now you know it.
Yeah, now many people might assume that someone in the entertainment world would naturally lean left. So why do you think you were drawn to conservative values?
Um Mainly because, like I said, I just wanted to see what the other side had to say. Like I said, I was on the left by default, so I didn't know any other value or view. And that just, the conservative value just made more sense to me, on abortion and, other rights and things like that, that just made more sense to me. I had my own views privately, but I never vocally spoke about them. So there was some things that I always agreed with the right, that I never really vocaled on, like immigration and the border and that type of thing. So yeah.
So a lot of times there's an underground conservative movement in Hollywood. We know about it. And a lot of times people don't want to speak out. They're just afraid because they're going to get blacklisted. Did that cross your mind when you decided to make this public announcement of your political shift?
No, just because if you're gonna be entertained by my content, and you're not gonna care who I'm for politically. I think my content's gonna speak volume enough where that's not gonna matter, and if it is gonna matter, it's just gonna be a benefit. But I'm not worried about what the future brings because of this. I think it's going to be a positive one and a motivating one. I'm gay, and I came out and I dealt with the backlash of people not liking me because I was gay. And I've dealt with that, and I've dealt with a lot of other things, with bullying and harassment before. So it's just more noise that is just at the end, just noise.
Okay, so here's a question for you. You had to come out of the closet at some point, right?
Yes.
Right? As a gay man. What was harder? Coming out of the closet as a gay man or coming out as a Trump supporter?
I would say a Trump supporter.
Wow. Why do you think that is?
Just because there's so much noise that if you're supporting Trump, you're a racist, you're this, you're that, you're all these things, a laundry list of things, and it's like, that's far from the truth. You just have different views.
So now we didn't talk about your sexual orientation before this. I mean, you're just revealing this to me now. I don't make any assumptions on anybody, but it does actually really bring up some interesting points that I can ask you, because one of the things we see in the left's narrative in the LGBTQ plus community. We see them constantly screaming that Donald Trump is going to remove rights from the LGBTQ community, that they're somehow going to be carted off to camps, and they just make up all these outrageous assumptions. You see the signs, and people lose their minds. But how can you speak to that? I mean, from your perspective?
Yeah, so I'm not concerned about what Trump will do as far as the LGBT rights go. Now, I never aligned with them with a lot of things. I'm a guy that likes guys. I don't really need to advertise it or broadcast it to the world. Obviously, I just disclosed it to you here, but it's not my personality. It's just me.
It doesn't define you as an individual.
Exactly.
Where other people make it part of their absolute identity, and they have to express it outwardly for some reason.
Exactly that, and like the pronouns thing, that's a bunch of garbage as well. Like, I'm not for that either. You're he or she. That's it. That's all it goes down to. So yeah.
Well, you're going to get us canceled just for saying that.
Oh. Oops, well, hopefully the views go up.
I'm just kidding. Now, you mentioned religious beliefs earlier. How has your faith played a role in your political journey?
Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of content, TP USA, Turning Point USA, and Charlie Kirk, like I said. But I also discovered this pastor called Lucas Miles, and he really has helped me understand the unknowns that I had with my Christianity and my religion, and it made a lot more sense with not the conservative left, the liberal left, and how they really twist a lot of things politically and also religious wise, and also unknowns that I had about death and other things that I didn't know, but I now know from him. It has brought me closer to attending church now, and attending more services and being proud of my religion. Back then I kind of didn't care. I kind of was like, oh yeah, that's on the back burner. I don't really care. But now it's something that I value very much in my life.
Now, how do you approach conservatism from the gay perspective specifically? Because a lot of people, or from a Christian perspective, because a lot of people in the Christian community, they would condemn you. They would call you a sinner, and they would say you need to turn your back on that sinful life. And how do you going to church? Of course, is obviously it's enriching for the spirit, for the soul, to have that relationship with God. What do you say to those Christians who might object to your lifestyle now that you're even in this conservative MAGA movement? Because there's going to be people who might not like the fact that you're gay, and I know a lot of gay people who are in the MAGA movement. I mean, they're outspoken, and they're vocal, and they're accepted, and they're very influential people. So, I mean, there's obviously there's factions within factions. So, how would you address that?
Yeah, when it comes down to it, if you don't like me because of me, then I'm sorry. You could click away. I don't really care. I'm still going to be myself, and I'm going to still voice my opinion. And that's really it. Like I said, it doesn't define me as a person. So if you can move past that, great. If you can't, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to change myself.
The one thing that I can say is that if everybody just lived by the motto of love thy neighbor as thyself, we would be in a lot better position in this world. No question.
Absolutely.
Because we are all brothers and sisters in Christ, and we just have to love one another. And that's what it comes down to. So what would you say to, going back to the entertainment side, because you kind of threw me for a loop here with the, I mean, you came out of the closet for MAGA, and then you came out of the closet with me. Hey, whatever. But so you kind of threw me for a side loop here. But A tangent.
I'm testing you.
You're testing me. You certainly are. But that's good. That's good. I'm glad you did that. So going back to the entertainment side, what would you say to individuals in the entertainment industry, or even in the gay community, who might share your views but are afraid to speak out, and you've had the courage to do so?
I would say speak out in your own time and slowly do it, and eventually it will just go full throttle. You'll have that breaking point where you'll just go full throttle and you just not care. Once you take the value out of the words of people that are going to say negative things about you, you're free and you don't have to worry about what people are going to say. So do it slowly, and eventually you'll hit that tipping point and you'll just be fully vocal about it and move on from there and just be free. I'm the freest I've ever been. Like nothing I literally feel so happy and so content with my life that I haven't in a while.
Well, you're not keeping that secret any longer. You can finally live freely and confess where your politics actually lies, and it takes a lot of courage to do that, because the left is so has so much venom, and when they go on the attack, they cause people to just be quiet, and that's where you get the silent majority. Looking back at your time as a Democrat, what do you think the party gets wrong about its supporters in the entertainment industry?
That's a good question. I would say that I don't really know, to be honest. I can't really answer that. I really am not sure.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to have an answer for everything. I mean, that's certainly why we ask the question, is so we can find where the blind spots are.
Of course.
Now let's talk about reconciling your political stance with some of the views that you may have expressed in the past. How do you come to that realization now?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
How do you reconcile your new political stance with some of the views that you may have expressed in the past on TMZ? Like, for example, when you have there's always a clip of a politician, right? And that politician may be espousing a specific viewpoint on camera, on the microphone, on a debate stage, on a commercial, and then 6 years later they're saying something completely different. It happens all the time. So do you have any of those moments that you might want to clarify now?
Not that I can think of, because I have never were vocal about my not conservative, I'm sorry, I keep saying that. But on the left, I never really spoke about anything. I kind of just went with the mainstream, and I kind of just kept it family friendly, and I never really specified anything. So there really is nothing to clarify, because I never really said anything. So this is the first time I'm ever saying anything about politics ever. Really.
Are you familiar with the walkaway movement and Brandon Straka by any chance?
I am. I actually am in contact with him as well. We're supposed to be doing something.
Awesome. That's awesome. I was going to make sure that this interview gets into his hands. I'm sure if you're talking with him, you'll be sending him the link. So please give him my regards. Now, what's been the most surprising or unexpected part of your journey to the right?
That they're understanding, that they're supportive, that they see your values as a person, and you're a person to them. You're not just noise or this or that. You are someone, and they take value with what you do. People that I have on my X page that are following me that are very conservative, they're like, wow, you're young and you've done so much already, like that's amazing, and like keep doing it. And it's like, wow, like I never got that type of support from just strangers like that. My peers and stuff, but not general strangers like this. So you guys are really supportive and really cool people.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful and encouraging to hear. Like I said, we've got big hearts and we've got long arms, and we welcome you, and we want to see you succeed. And we want to encourage that progression in your career, and being vocal and being another mouthpiece for the conservative movement, for the MAGA movement, for Donald Trump, because we need to get as many people on deck as possible, because this next election it's very, very close. And we're already seeing the marketing of Kamala Harris. We're seeing the astroturfing of events and the fake social media posts that people are getting paid to produce, to create these viral feeds. So again, we definitely encourage you and welcome you. So what's next for you? Do you see yourself becoming even more involved in political commentary alongside the entertainment world? Or is it just going to go, you're going to go right into it? And where can people watch and keep track of you?
Yeah, so you can follow me on all social platforms as it's Tommy Gabriel. I'm very active on X and Truth Social, as well as Facebook and Instagram as well. So pick a place and find me there. Um,
Are you on YouTube?
and I am on YouTube as well.
Okay.
So I'm on everything. Uh, but yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Thank you for having me on here, and I'm really excited to read the comments later.
Yes, it's going to be interesting for sure. Well, we will be broadcasting this, and everyone's going to watch it. The millions of followers we have here, I hope that they welcome you as well. Okay, guys, so no hate in the comments. Welcome Tommy with open arms. Show him that the MAGA movement is actually about love and not about excluding people. Okay, because that's the truth. Tommy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you once again for having me on.
And there you have it, folks. Tommy Gabriel, the man who built his career on Hollywood gossip, has given us a glimpse into a different kind of drama. Yes, the personal and professional upheaval that comes with a dramatic political shift in the public eye. And what do you think about that? He said it was harder to come out as a MAGA Trump supporter than as a gay man. Now that threw me for a loop. Wow. Think about that for a second. So from the bright lights of TMZ to the political spotlight, Tommy's journey, it's a testament to the complex and often surprising nature of personal belief and public persona. His story challenges us to look beyond the surface, to question our assumptions about the entertainment industry, and to consider the courage that it takes to stand up for one's convictions no matter the cost. So as our nation grapples with deep political divisions, voices like Tommy's remind us that people are more than their party affiliations, and that change, however unexpected, is always possible. So thank you, Tommy, for your candor and your courage. I have a feeling we'll be hearing a lot more about you and from you in the future.